Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is C. Miller with Sugar Publishing LLC. I am the chief editor, and this is Indie Author Insight, a platform where independent authors come back to share the knowledge that they gained during the publishing process to help other indie authors and new writers that are about to become authors. They share the information that they've learned, and today we have with us the most amazing author ever, Ms. Melanie Johnson. Hey, Melanie.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Happy to have you on our show today.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
And thank you so much for sharing the information that you learned during the publishing process. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Good evening, everyone, or morning. I'm not sure which one you're watching, but my name is Melanie Johnson. I am an author, a poet. I call myself a educational influencer because what I teach goes beyond the textbook. I like to do motivational speeches. I mentor and I provide whatever service somebody needs to help them get out of a bad situation.
I love it. I love it. It always stirs inside me when somebody just sacrifices themselves for the sake of helping others. So tell us a little bit about your book.
Okay, my book, my very first book, I call it my baby. It's entitled Womanly Wisdom,
Oh,
What They
wow.
Couldn't Tell Me.
Yeah.
This book is a testament of my life, being a victim of domestic abuse, mental health issues. I am a suicide attempt survivor, and I talk about all that in my book, not to try to bring shock value, but to let people know that the things that you're struggling through, you're not alone. And that's the problem. That's why I said it's entitled What They Couldn't Tell Me. A lot of times we go through things and we think we have to go through it by ourselves, or it's taboo to talk about it. But the reason why we have generation after generation that fall into that same pitfall is because we don't talk about it. So I just wanted to share my experiences and how I was able to get through so that it can be something, a roadmap or a blueprint to kind of help someone else. Now, it's not a self-help book, say you do this, and this, because I'm not an expert on your life. Everybody's life experiences are different, but I can tell you what my life experiences were and how I was able to get through it. And if you employ some of the same tactics, you can do it too. I
Sounds beautiful.
also
Yeah.
I also, because it was so, how can I say it? A lot of people related to the things that I said in my book, and they actually reached out to me. I got letters, I got cards in the mail, I got inboxes, and just to know that other people were feeling the same thing, I came up with a reflections journal that
Yeah.
mirror the same topics that's in the book Womanly Wisdom, but this one is entitled Broken Mirrors Still Reflect. And it gives the reader a chance to reflect on some of the main principles that were in the book, look at my experiences with those principles, and then be able to journal how they feel. And I left plenty of spaces in there for journaling because a lot of times when you journal, you don't always feel the same way about what you felt 2 days ago or 2 months ago. So you can always go back and reread what you read and say, you know what, let me update this a little bit. And your journal can be your first step into creating your own writing, your own book.
I love it. I think that's beautiful, Miss Melanie, because you did learn during the process of writing those things out. You grew from it. And while you say it's not a self-help book, the fact that you put a journal in place that would complement the book is the help that you're offering, because the people that are going through the things, if they'll just write it out, right?
Yes, and that's why I created the journal because I had so many people reach out and they wanted more. They wanted to know what they could do. So I took them through the same steps and strategies that I went through as a survivor. And I've gotten, great feedback on that and how it's been able to help people as well.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love it. So we have to be honest with them. Ms. Melanie did publish her books with Sugar Publishing LLC, a subsidiary publishing company that helps independent authors so they're not trying to navigate the publishing process on their own. Essentially, The purpose of Sugar Publishing LLC is to grow and graduate the writer to the place of being an author, and the author to the place of owning their own publishing company, so they understand the publishing process. So Melanie, tell them a little bit about what some of the publishing knowledge you learned along the way.
Well, just as he said, I was a writer, and my book started out as a journal to myself. And one of the hardest part about publishing the manuscript was the fact that I didn't know if anybody wanted to hear my words. And that getting over that fear came with me finding a publisher that I could trust, someone that I could trust their opinion, someone that would take the time with me as a new author to help me to navigate through the process of publishing. So there were nights that I sent, something I said, I don't know about this, and I got feedback on it and confirmation. And then once I got my manuscript done, that wasn't the end of it. They didn't just um, take my words and say, okay, this is yours. It's on you now. I was then able to go and learn the technical part about publishing, the margins, the size of the book, what the cover needed to look like, all those things that I just thought just magically got done. I was able to go through that process because the publisher, Sugar Publishing, Miller, actually took me step by step and helped me to learn the process. And it was a little intimidating at first because I'm like, okay, I'm just starting this process, but just to have someone there to uh, provide you the comfort of knowing you're not alone. It reminded me of the central theme of my book. You're not
Yeah.
alone. So I just feel right at home. I took my time and learned the intricacies of publishing. And as of last week, I just published the second edition of my book. And I got more involved in the publishing process at that time.
Yeah, tell them what, okay, perfect segue. Help them understand why you decided to go with the second edition and what the whole transition was all about.
My book was initially published on Amazon, and with Amazon, they provide you, when you publish with them, KDP, they provide you a free Amazon UPC code. Is that what
Yeah, well,
barcode?
it's a barcode. You get the barcode. You get the ISBN.
ISBN.
Yeah,
That I'm learning.
yeah.
That's the letters.
It's cool.
They give you a free ISBN number
Yeah.
that can only be sold through Amazon because
Mhm.
it is an Amazon product. Once my book started gaining recognition and people started asking where can I find it, not everybody had an Amazon account. So I wanted to be able to market my book outside of the Amazon platform. So we had to purchase a global ISBN number that would allow my books to be sold in many different platforms and also on Amazon as well. So in order to do that, we had to republish the book. So we published a second edition that included a little bit more than the first edition did, so that those people who got the second edition would feel special.
Yeah, yeah, you've done some amazing work, and it's been such a joy and pleasure working with you. Part of what's in the second edition, you added just a little sneak peek. I probably ain't supposed to let the cat out the bag, but I know you added some of your poetry.
I added some of my poetry.
Yeah, yeah. Would
Let's
you
see.
would you bless us with some of your poetry? Would you mind sharing some?
I will. The one
All
I
right.
really want to bless you with is the poetry, the piece that is the central theme of my journal, Broken Mirrors Still Reflect. And I actually came up with the poem first. And once I came up with the poem, it embodied everything that I wanted to include. So here it is. Broken mirrors still reflect. Shattered images, sharp edges, fragmented pieces of disconnect. Although it seems worthless, useless, wasteful rubbish, we yet find that broken mirrors still reflect. I may not focus on the whole picture, and therefore not getting the full effect. But what I could see were images of me, reminding me that broken mirrors still reflect. Reflection is a reactive feat, only responding to the image or subject. But what if I don't like or don't think I look like the image the broken mirror reflects? Because the reflection is broken doesn't mean I'm a wreck. Different angles it shows of a woman who grows from ashes no one would disclose, in turmoil she never chose, to finally expose what she supposes that everyone should know. That is, that no matter what, you should glow, knowing that broken mirrors still reflect.
Oh, that's my sister, girl. You better show out.
Thank you, thank you, thank
Hey,
you.
man, I love you so much. Man, working with you has been such a blessing. I know you're gonna accomplish some great things in the future. We're far away, a phone call away. Closing, what would you say to writers, new writers? They may be on the cusp of deciding to publish and they feel like they don't know what direction to go in. What would you say to encourage them, some insight to share with them in the author insight right here, your floor?
Okay. The major thing that I want to impart with you is learn to trust your words. Your words have meaning. So don't hold back. Don't question whether or not you should include this or you should include that. Right, just right. Let the editor and the publisher give you insight on what you've written, but just right. When you start trying to censor yourself, it will affect the quality of your book. So just right,
Just right.
just right.
You put that beautifully. Melanie does speaking. She will come and speak to audiences. She goes to like group homes, shelters, women battered, abused women homes, different things like that. Schools. She does speakings. Melanie, tell them where to find you.
You can find me on Facebook at you can also find all of my contacts on Linktree under Melanie Johnson. So if you're looking for me, just go to Linktree, you'll find me.
Love you so much, Mel. Thank
Love
you
you
for
too.
coming through and being a part of Indie Authors Insight. And look forward to working with you in the near future.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next edition.